In this episode, we are celebrating G.I. Joe July by grabbing a fistful of Joes. So, stick around. Hello fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode, like I said, we will be doing a fistful of Joes to help celebrate G.I. Joe July here at the channel. Now, the month is wrapping up, and I don't think there is a better way to end the festivities than to take a look at some G.I. Joe figures. Now, for those of you that don't know, what I do is I keep my G.I. Joe figures in these little containers, and I'll reach in and grab 5 at random, and we will take a look at them, review them, play with them, and just have a good time. It's a great way for me to reconnect with what I have collected so far, because yeah, I have no idea day to day with these containers, and unfortunately I don't have enough space to display them all. And if I did, I don't think I would, because my cats would probably knock them all off. But anyway, without further ado, let's head over here and take a look at our fistful of Joes.
Yo, Joe!
Okay folks, I pulled out 5 random G.I. Joe figures spanning the many different decades and eras of the 3 3/4 inch Real American Hero. So let's start with number 1. Our first figure is Crazy Legs, and for some reason I absolutely loved this figure when I was a kid. Kind of like that cocky look on his face. But I mean, he has all this great molding, all this great detailing of like a quilted jumpsuit. He has this awesome parachute that you actually, if I remember correctly, the packaging actually had directions on how you strap it around his legs. But look at this detailing. Got some carabiners here, pouches, some pouches here. I mean, all in all, he's kind of a boring character, but the detailing makes him a little bit better than some of the other more boring characters. I don't know a better way to say it, but like his name implies, he has crazy legs once he has his parachute strapped up. But we also have his gun, but it came with a bipod, which I have long lost. But I love this parachute because you could put it on virtually anybody, and I would always swap it between different characters on different missions or whatever they were doing in my backyard or living room. So I love the versatility of his backpack. So, unfortunately, don't have a whole lot to say about all Crazy Legs here. So, let's get to our next G.I. Joe figure. Our next figure is Buzzer. And as you can see, I have his file card here. His name's Dick Blinken, so I'm sure someone took the liberties, probably Larry Hama, to name him that. Of course, that's not his real name, as we can see. Richard Blinken Smythe is his full real name. So let's take a look at him up close. I mean, this is in great condition. I mean, a little bit of wear right here, but tattoo, very nice. The silver detailing here and his belt buckle in place. Ponytails hung in there pretty good. $1984. Yeah, this is one that I acquired after the fact, during my collecting. Always wanted any of the original 3 Dreadnoks growing up, but never had any of them other than Zartan. But as we can see, his backpack here is a fuel canister for his chainsaw rifle, which I'm still sour that they didn't have this with the classified figure. They just gave him a chainsaw. That isn't as cool, in my opinion, as the gun. Unfortunately, he's not complete. I don't have his axe-headed mace, but still so happy to have him in my collection. So anyway, let's get to our third G.I. Joe figure. Our fourth figure comes from the era of the Valor vs. Venom G.I. Joe figures that were released in the early 2000s, I believe. As usual, the file card will have the true facts, so don't listen to me when it comes to the facts. Just read the card at the beginning of this little character review. And this Firefly, I have to say, is very unique. I mean, his color scheme is awesome. He also comes with the Uzi that came with Snake Eyes version 3. Sorry, it's a little, there we go. Which is a nice Uzi. He comes with his submachine gun that the original figure came with, just not in green. It is in black this time. Come on, focus. Focus. Here, let's just put it in his hand. But, I mean, this is just a recolor. See, look, even the original backpack opens up and everything. It's not as clean molding. Now, here's a question. What does the mold say here? 1998. So, I'm sorry, 90s, not 2000s. But at the time, and it even comes with this little phone. But at the time when I jumped back into collecting and I came across this figure, I was beside myself because I knew I couldn't afford or find at that time the original Firefly figure. And to me, this was second best because it's the original mold, comes with all of his original gear, So I was happy with it until I finally was able to get a Firefly figure. But I'm curious of the date, though. 98 doesn't seem right to me. I mean, I'll clear that all up in the editing process for myself. But this looks like the Venom vs. Valor file card. And that era was so weird. There was no consistency between the figures. You had these really big and bulky, like, G.I. Joe figures with, like, huge ball joints in the shoulders and just a wholly different style. And then they would hit you with some original molds that were recolored, like this. So it was a real funky time. But like I said, the file card at the beginning of this has all the answers. Sorry, cat hair. And I might not know what I'm talking about when it comes to the actual year he was released, but 98 just doesn't seem right to me. So anyway, let's get to our fifth and final G.I. Joe figure. Our third G.I. Joe figure comes from the 25th anniversary line, and I will include the details on the file card, but Shipwreck came with a 2-pack, I believe, but I can't remember with whom. So there have been many different variations of Shipwreck over the years. This one doesn't bother me as much as some of the other ones. For some reason, I just never liked the versions of him with the stocking cap on. I liked him with his little sailor hat, which this has. He has a life vest that can be removed. Has a sidearm. I mean, it would have been nice if they included his flintlock styled gun, but there he has a tattoo. He has his hook here, which I don't like that they balled up a fist on this. They should have had both open so he could have his pistol and his hook. And of course, he comes with Polly. This is a pretty good Polly. But with how small and unflexible his talons are, I don't know where he's supposed to sit with old Shipwreck. I guess like that. See, they're having a nice conversation. Because like the cartoon, this Polly is one that talks in my mind. Because, I mean, if you're going to be in it for a penny, you might as well be in it for a pound when it comes to the cartoon lore. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get to our fourth G.I. Joe figure. Our fifth and final was definitely one of my grails as a kid, and I was never able to get him. But this is Ripcord. And I mean, I'm a sucker for a Joe in camo. But what really sealed the deal for me was the G.I. Joe comics, where him and Zartan essentially switched places, where Ripcord was stuck on Cobra Island, while Zartan was pretending to be Ripcord with the Joe team. And I love that storyline. I was so engrossed in it. And he became an instant favorite for me because of that. Now, he has his parachute. Vastly different than Crazy Legs, but still awesome. I mean, more awesome to a degree because of, look at all the detail in it. I mean, you can see the snaps and everything. Other than that, he doesn't have a ton of detailing on the body. And he's very reminiscent of, the green shirt era of Joe. I mean, this is only a year or two after that. What year does it say? 84. So, yeah, we're only a year removed from at least the second wave of the original Joes. The ones that had the swivel arm. But what an old face. He looks very surly. But he came with this oxygen mask that plugs into here. Comes with a helmet. That we should have put on first. There we go. Ah! I'm disappointed they have not released a Ripcord for Classified yet, but the Halo Jumper generic figure is very akin to him. So it wouldn't take much to just pretend that he was Ripcord. But I have yet to get any of those types of figures. And his rifle, which is an awesome style, and we never really saw it with any other characters. Wait a minute, wasn't there a Ripcord released with the Sky Striker? The HasLab Sky Striker? Or maybe it was the Hornet. I don't know. Out of my price range, so I don't have an opinion on that because I could not afford a multi-$100 vehicle that would take up so much room here in the laundry room. But yeah, so happy that I finally was able to get him. And yeah. All my childhood dreams have been realized with this figure to a degree. So, thanks for watching, and now we'll head back to me. Okay, back to me. Okay, that was a look at 5 random G.I. Joe figures from my collection. And I think we had a really great fistful this time around because we covered a couple different eras, a couple different styles, Joe, Cobra. I think we had a very good representation of the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe figures. And I'm really excited to hop over to the editing portion of this for when I create the little file cards that pop up, because I have some questions, especially with that Firefly. The year just isn't jiving for me. I could be completely wrong, and I probably am, but it just doesn't feel right. So I can't wait to get the answers to that. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.